everyone, and welcome to another edition of Issues by Elsie. Thanks for stopping by. Today I'm going to join my voice with the rest of other persons that have been talking about the demise of one of our actors. If you watch African movies, Junior Pope. Let me begin by extending my condolence to his wife and kids, and also to the family members of those who also lost their lives, was said to have lost their lives on that journey that ended up a disaster. It's really heartbreaking. My prayer to those families is that God will comfort them. But as always, I want us to take this time and look into this situation with all that is going on and everything that is being said. Whatever that it is, there's always a lesson to draw from, and that's where I'm coming from. I feel sad that Mr. Junior Pope is not around or will not be around to raise his handsome boys. That's where my heart really breaks. And so we're going to be looking at what could have been done. I'm going to be looking at Mr. Pope in this incident. I'm going to be looking at the producers in this incident. And I'm going to be sharing my thoughts too with the others that were around him, or the community per se. So let's begin with Mr. Pope. Of course, if pictures and videos and someone's personality, if you're not close to anyone, and maybe just watch them at face value like I have done for Mr. Junior Pope, and read a bit about him. Of course, he's a fun person and a good actor at that. Whatever has transpired in his life in terms of acting and all that, I don't really know. But I'm going to be using this particular incident and this video, and I would expect and hope that we will draw a lot of inspiration and learn from, because there's certainly a lot to learn from. So take a look at this video.
I beg, no vex, yeah? Yeah, bros. Don't leave me the ball, no vex. Over in the love. Don't leave me the ball, no. Don't leave me the ball. I got 3 children, I be go raise them. I got 3 children, I be go raise them. Bros, I beg. Oh, Jesus, what is this? Bros, I beg, I beg. I beg. I got 3 children, I be go raise them. I beg, take a small. No, like, this is a risk. Swag Nation, see the risk we take. It's okay like this, I beg. Don't speed. See the risk we take, people, to entertain you. Live on direct on River Niger. Whoa. Oh, whoa. This one that they hit under. You don't go boss, Abby. Swag Nation, the lie. Oh, but my test I don't come out, though. I'm not joking. The risk we take to entertain you. I am begging the captain that I'm the only child and I have 3 boys, I will raise them. Yes, so Captain, God bless you. He don't come down with the speed. Yeah, no, this is Swag Nation. Yes, so that.
When you watch this video of Mr. Pope, he's on a speedboat, definitely on a high river or high sea, and he's talking about he's an only child, he has 3 boys, he needs to raise them. And he's telling the speedboat driver to slow down, but it's like, even when he says it, the man speeds even more. Whoever is driving the boat is in control of that speedboat. He speeds even more. And certainly this is not the video or the ride that ended his life, but from it we can tell that while Mr. Pope, he understood the dangers within which he was riding. He was aware of it. Now he was aware, he knew it was dangerous, but just like most of us, right, he underestimated the danger. He's aware that there is danger in riding, in going on a speedboat, an exposed boat like that, maybe for someone who cannot swim, but he underestimated it. And how did he underestimate it? He underestimates it in the fact that he's on such a speedboat for someone who cannot swim, and even if you can swim, he doesn't have a life jacket on him. And while the boat is speeding, instead of him even not being on the phone or maybe grabbing the canoe with two hands for his safety, especially as the man is speeding, he is instead on the phone with one hand, and one hand is whatever. That's just underestimating a lot of risk, which is uncalled for. Now, I do not think this is the particular ride that ended his life, but I want to believe that the ride that ended his life too, probably it was the same thing. People just not being aware or underestimating the danger in which they find themselves on the high sea or on a high river. And they do these things. They get on these boats, speedboats, without life jackets for whatever reason. Oh, not everybody is wearing a life jacket, and so they just underestimate it. No. Using Mr. Pope as an example, when you are a family man, right? When you have your children, you have a wife, you know that people are depending on you, and you're going out to hustle like he went out to hustle for the family. There should be three things that are paramount in your life as a breadwinner so that you can be able to come back to your family. You should, when it comes to your job, you should make sure that you're doing the right thing. Was Mr. Pope doing the right thing in terms of going to hustle? Yet he had been given a job to go. Yeah, he was. The right thing was that he went to work to make an honest living. So yes, he was doing the right thing by going to hustle, right? Okay, so you make sure that you're doing the right thing. And whatever you're doing, it should be safe, right? You should be safe. There should be safety involved, because you could be doing the right thing, but it is not safe. So you make sure you are doing the right thing. And in doing the right thing, you want to ensure that it is safe. Above all, it is legal. So I've talked about doing the right thing as a family man or a breadwinner or someone that your family or people are depending on. You want to make sure that whatever it is that you're doing, even if it is right, it is safe to do it. And then above all, it is legal. Because even if it is right and it is not safe nor legal, you will still run into trouble, which is what has happened with this brother. And let me break it down for us. He got a job. He wants to make an honest living, honest work for honest pay. But now he gets into a situation where in going to do this job, he has to go right over the river or over the sea, and it's not safe. In his case, he underestimates the safety, even though he is aware about the dangers. He's not putting on a life jacket. I don't know what are the terms of his contract. I don't know whether there could be another route to go to this destination. I want to believe that maybe there was a ship or a much more bigger vessel, or maybe a ferry that transports people to this particular destination of the movie. But because we are always wanting to be fast and maybe we're already late to get there, he decides, or most of the crew, they prefer to take the speedboat because it takes them faster there. still underestimating the dangers and taking away the safety aspect of it, which is what we find in this situation. Now, in terms of the legalities, I wonder what is even legal in terms of the fact that, is it right for people in this particular community? We don't know who is in charge of the community. Is it right for all these speedboat persons who are doing this business to be riding human beings back and forth on their speedboats without life jackets? So you see, it's not, I don't think it's legal. Like I said, I don't understand. It is not safe, and they are definitely going against the law. Because if if that's what is used in that community, I want to believe there's some laws that govern those speedboats, that govern those transportation services there, but you will never know. But like I'm saying, in applying it to our lives, for our men and women, when you understand and know that you are the breadwinner of your family, your job, when you're leaving your house in the morning, afternoon, or evening and going for a job, please, brothers and sisters, face your job in these 3 domains. Let your job be the right job. It should be something right, not wrong, that you're going to do, right? Okay. It should also be something that is safe. Safe in the sense that by the time you go and do the job, you will be able to come back to your family. It should be legal. How do the legalities come in? You certainly want to do something that at the end of the day, instead of coming home, you're not yanked to jail because you did the wrong thing or you went against the law. Because it's important that when you leave your house, you come back home to your family. It's sad that this brother left to go and work, but underestimated these things and did not look at it, because had he looked at it, all these things would have been spelled out in his contract in terms of going to act this movie. In other words, while money is important, and he was looking for the money to come and take care of his children and wife, the situation of just going and looking at the fact that he had to take this speedboat across many miles to get to this movie destination, he would have looked at the safety aspect and just be like, you know what, producer, I'm not getting to this destination on this speedboat, and put it in his contract and be able to be like, no, I can't swim. You will have to find maybe a ship or something that is more safe for me to get to this destination. I'm not getting on this, and back out. Because even if he didn't do this job, there probably will be another job that he will do that is safer, and not for him to end in this way. So when we want to work, but as family people, it's not just about the money that we are going to look for. We want to be able to go to work and come back home. In the case of Mr. Junior Pope, he went and never came back home because he underestimated these safety measures, which he did not demand for them on his job. Probably maybe because he was desperate. But what I'm saying is that you get to a certain point where the money is not the primary thing. Honestly, safety in getting back home in this case becomes the primary thing. You see what I'm saying? In this case, and in most cases, when you are a family man, coming back home safe is paramount to whatever money that you are making, so that you don't let your young children like this suffer. How much were they paying him for this movie that warrants this man ending like this? You see what I'm saying? His safety and coming back to his children, to be able to hug those boys, kiss his wife, and move and be that protective father figure is paramount to whatever thing, even if it it was a billion naira or whatever that was being paid for him to fly over that speedboat. Because I can assure you right now, I don't know, like I said, but I don't think even there was any form of insurance over them being transported over the high sea or the high river like in that way. Which brings me to the producers, who are the employers too. You see, if you are dealing with producers who don't have the interest of the actors or even their employers at heart, that is where they underlook these things. Because as a producer, or let me say, speak as someone who has done event planning or was taught event planning in school, which falls under the domain of all these producers and things like that. When it comes to your contract, when it comes to your employees or the people that work on it, and even any other employee, you are liable to a lot of things. For me, and what I was taught in school, which led me not to even want to practice event planning, is the fact that I realized that if I'm dealing with our African communities, I was going to be breaking the law in a lot of things. Simple reason being that I'm on the strict side and I would want things done according to the law, right? But it wouldn't sit well a lot with many people who would rather we go around and just cut by and things like that. And so I was like, no, I'm not doing it. If you are not maybe a child of mine or somebody really close to me, I'm not planning no event or going that land to do the event, because I understood the legalities of it. In terms of this producer should not, I'm very serious about it. No, in terms of contracts, what that were being signed and everything, if this producer was present for anybody being transported across the river, it was the place of this producer to be like, you know what, if you are not wearing your life jacket, you're going home. Oh yes, to protect his or herself, right? You're just like, I'm talking about those who understand these things. Because had this producer put his or her foot down in terms of the safety of her employees or his employees, if the safety of the people who were going to act this movie was paramount, Junior Pope would have no business being on a speedboat without a life jacket on. Oh yeah, because it will be like, you're not acting. You're not acting. It's not even about just like going home. If you are going to come here, or it will be some kind of like a clause in their contract, I'm cutting such and such amount of your money if you are not on if you're not putting on your life jacket. And plus, they will not even go to take a speedboat that doesn't offer life jackets or things like that. Safety, 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 safety. Because you know that you are transporting people across the sea or across a dangerous river. You want them to go back to their homes. And plus, even as a producer, if let's say that he or she had insured the lives of people, had insurance, which is what is supposed to be done, some kind of insurance was supposed to have in place or covering all these persons that are dead. Yes, you heard me. If you're going to transport people over like that, there should be some kind of insurance. But I believe they don't even have it. The producer has no insurance over the movie actors, even though he or she is aware that she's transporting people thousands of miles over the high sea or over a dangerous river. There's certainly none. So you see, that alone is where the producer broke the law. Because if the law is really applicable and it's working in that community and in that area, and most especially in the movie industry, the laws that bind the movie industry, then this producer should have some form of insurance that she will be paying to these families. And guess what? If she at all had that, there is no insurance company that will insure. I bet to you, insurance will not even pay because of the lack of of them not wearing the life jackets. Because the insurance companies, if they know that you're going across water or whatever it is, they will ask the necessary questions. And these videos will not even make the insurance companies going to ask a question, because the videos speak for themselves. People are on the speedboats without the life jackets, and so they will use it as a case and not pay. And not pay. Because insurance is out to make money. And that's why I'm saying that if the producers had the people in mind, or those that are working for them in mind, if employers have them in mind, then these are the things that they put in place. And be like, no, I'm not paying all this insurance money to cover you, even if it is for a day or two, for you to come up here and not have a life jacket on. Such that even if you're given a life jacket, you say, no, it's dirty. No, it's a life jacket, it's dirty, it's functional, put it on. If you're not putting it on, turn back, go back home. No acting and stuff like that. But you see, people just want to act, make money, and underestimate this safety and legal issues that protect us as a people. Very sad. Very, very sad. When you just sit down and think about it and analyze it as I did in terms of understanding what event planning, safety, OSHA laws, and for those of you who are in the Americas, you understand about OSHA, safety laws in terms of employment. A lot just went wrong. Nothing was done right in terms of how these things went for this man to lose his life. Beginning with him, going to his producer, and then look at even those now in the community. Let's talk about the people in the community. It is said when the man has drowned, they carried him to the mortuary. I think they say it's the people in the mortuary that said, oh, no, there's still some life in him. They carried him, instead of taking him back to the hospital for some resuscitation, or because it shows that they were busy carrying him back and forth. Nobody was doing any CPR. It's just a mess. It said that it's teaching time saves nine. They're running around doing rituals, doing just horrible things that, and that's why you need to pray that when you are met with calamity, let the right people surround you. People who know what to do, right? Yeah, if somebody was there who knew CPR and did some form of CPR on this brother, probably would have saved a life. Not that they are jumping and carrying and going to a traditional doctor. Traditional doctor said they should carry and go here, wasting time while vital signs in the body are declining, and it's really sad. The lack of education, the lack of awareness, the underestimation of everything, safety, human life, dignity, everything. You know the worst one about it is the video that someone went in there when this guy is lying in the hospital with the cotton in the nose, and the person takes the picture and it's running helter-skelter to come and post online when he or she is not even probably the wife or the family member. Like, is that how bad humanity has gone? But yeah, that's how bad humanity has gone, and that is where we find ourselves. That in the most vulnerable stages of a human being like that, no dignity, even in death, we are flipping cameras around, taking pictures because we want to be the first to release it online. And guess what? When people release it online, others are fast to take it. And I can show that kind of a picture here because It's illegal and wrong for whoever took that picture of that man with the cotton in his nose in lying there in state. If for nothing, some form of respect. Why do we behave like this? I don't believe it's his wife who posted that picture. I don't believe it's even the wife who took it, right? But someone was so fast to take that picture and start trending with it. How bad is this? When people invite you into their lives, or you find people in their most vulnerable stages, in today's day and age, you don't take out a camera and begin to insult people. You ask for permission. You need to know what are your limits. There should still be some aspect of dignity and respect that we offer even to the dead. In this case of Mr. Junior Pope, it wasn't. How sad. But like I said, please, safety first, even before money. If you're a family man, you're a brother, you're a wife, you have a job, you get up in your house, you go out there, because you get to a point, honestly, when you have children, you stop living for you. You want to live for the children. You want to be able to raise them up, right? If I get to work and I sense that, look, today is going to be a bad day, I kind of like, yeah, I tread with caution. I deny some patience. Oh yeah, you heard me. I hand over some patience. I just sense that something is going to be wrong. And with that, I thank God for his spirit, because I've done that a lot. And trust me, there are patience that would have led me into trouble. You need to be sensitive. If our brother was sensitive, he was sensitive. He was aware of the dangers, like I said, but he underestimated it. Reason he was there without that speedboat, or he would have just outrightly refused that job, refused that journey. He will be with us today. There are things you don't gamble with. I remember a situation where Emperor told me to at his job. They are big on safety too. What had happened? They had gone to work, and there's this particular employee he was sent to work with right at the top, about 4-5 stories up. And even though they had all the safety, they're tied them like they usually tie and everything. When they got up there, Emperor was not very sure about the other guy because of his, you want to say maybe like his mental health and the fact that he had heard certain things about him. And it's like even the guy had confided or spoke, and so he could judge that this guy, no, when we are up this high in the sky, who knows? He could lose it, right? He could lose it and maybe push me down here. You have to be keen. Or he himself can decide something can just snap and you find him flying down 4-5 stories down. So when they paired up the guy with Emperor and sent them right up and they went up, Emperor was like, no, this guy is not coming close here. So Emperor sent him away and be like, go and stand over there. I'm gonna do this job alone. Emperor just like, no, don't come close. Go and stand over there. And the guy went and stood there. And he protected himself, went up and down the 4 stories, or did whatever he needed to do for his own safety. And for the safety of the guy, because he was not very sure of his mental health. In other words, when we look at this situation of Junior Pope 2, the guy ringing the bell, doing all that crap, you are sitting on the boat, you don't understand what is going on, you need to tell him to sit down, or you tell the boat person to stop and get you out of that boat, you get out, because you don't know what is going on in the minds of people. Safety first. Let's stop underestimating issues of safety when it comes to our jobs. When we step out of the house in the morning, we want to come back home. Please make it a priority that you will come back home. Do that which is safe and that is legal. Do that which is right, safe, and legal so that you can come back to your family. Understand that money is not always the paramount. Safety, if you are a family man, is paramount to money. Because if you do not make that money, you can live, you can be alive and still make some other money through some other means or through some other right means. But come back to those boys, come back to those daughters, and come back to your wife. Same thing too with women. Make sure you get out there, you come back home. It is a sad situation. My prayer is that God will send someone who is really nice, uncles or whatever, to come and impact the lives of these young boys that this guy has left. I even understand there is a makeup artist too who, just in the name of the hustle, her own life ended too. It's very sad. But yeah, please, when we have people depending on us, when we have children depending on us, we're no longer living for us, we live for them.
I invite you to keep regular dates with me on my new series of Issues by Elsie on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. And thanks for joining me on this journey.